Hi!
Hi!
This is the next episode of Dee V on the road.
We're on the road. We're in a
Actually,
basement somewhere in
We're
Ohio.
in the sex dungeon over here in Miami Avenue in the Old Town East.
Don't say where he lives. They'll all show up.
Oh, they
How
know,
cute he
trust
is.
me. I mean, look at him. Look at him blushing.
I know. Don't blush. This is very exciting.
Is it warm in here?
A little bit. Not really.
So,
we're here with Joshua.
What's the name of your business?
Mr. Seams.
Mr. Seams. Seamless. Mr. Seams.
Coming apart at the seams.
That feels like me today. Kind of looks like you. Anyways.
Oh, it's a long drop from that bar stool onto that floor, Dee.
It's all about Joshua. So we're here to tell you all about what's happening.
You need to be louder.
Our cameraman's talking to us.
Oh.
What?
Louder.
Oh, louder.
Outtakes.
So
We
you
only
should
had
see
a
our
blooper
blooper
reel.
Our whole video is a blooper reel.
Yeah, that's why we don't actually do a blooper reel, because
It's just
watching it from
happening.
start to finish is the blooper.
It's just happening right now. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah. So, Mr. Seams kind of started off as, I guess I would say, a compensation for when I go to conventions.
Delicious.
So, I go to horror conventions. Horror.
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 Well,
Horror.
it's not like he's not attended one of those other ones.
The horror convention. Horror.
Not the ones you go to, baby. See.
Right.
So I went to a bunch of different conventions. We like getting autographs and stuff, and I decided to start making gear that kind of accommodates, I guess, niche and
Did you do your
cult
hat?
classics. Yeah, the hat, the shirt, all of it.
Of course
I
he's
geared
wearing
out.
his
Oh.
own stuff.
Okay. I didn't realize it was stitched on there. I thought it was a decal.
I'm
No,
not good.
it's stitched.
Wow.
Right between his
Did you
pectorals.
just make your pec
No,
bounce?
not intentionally.
You are a whore. He does go to whore conventions.
Very hard for me to focus on the interview with him sitting here in that little shirt. Anyway,
Watch, I just did mine.
here, I'll do yours. I'll do yours. I'll punch it up. We're really going to talk about his business. This is a tie.
That was his business.
This is the tie.
Back to the Future almost
So-
took off.
Right. So I make ties. I make patches. So like this is a bunch of patches I just started.
Those are lips.
Yeah, they're
Rocky Horror lips. Yes.
Pokey,
This is little. Is that Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Bags. I don't
Poison
know what this
apple.
is.
I love that poison apple.
Poison apple from Snow White.
Perfect. Delicious.
Oh.
So you really put stitching on anything.
Yeah.
Here, take a bite, Dee.
Poison apple.
Yeah, I've done towels. I do like Bates Motel towels, Overlook Hotel towels. I've done Letterman jackets. I do anything. So I do a lot of fun custom stuff. I've done memoriams for like animals or family members that have passed. So it's kind of all over
that's
the
nice.
place. But a lot of my stuff when I do it is, it's a lot of kind of cult classic movies. A lot of it's kind of my own kind of creative spin to try to pull something out. Or sometimes it's just an obvious, like the Rocky Horror lips.
Well, so if I called you and I said I want to have a pair of lips put on an apron, how do you get that image onto that?
Oh, please. Here's a patch. Can you see behind me? Is it picking all that shit up?
For the cameraman, we have Boba Fett
So-
patches in.
What does it say? I can't read it.
That's
I don't know,
Voltron.
it's a transformer.
Oh,
So
I see.
No,
here's
it's
what happens
Voltron.
when you see this is now. There's usually all these little.
That's
patches
Voltron.
On. Okay. Is he from Transformers?
No.
I'm not a cult classic person. So fine. If you're gonna be that way, Josh, this is what you usually see because he's sold out of shit all the time. So it says Never Ending Story Crest sold the fuck out.
That can happen.
He does.
That can happen.
But I mean that's a
Well,
good
I don't know
problem
who
to
that
have.
person is, but I
It's
recognize
Voltron,
this.
for God's sake. That's
It's
what
Voltron.
they just told me.
Anyway, so let's get back to my question. So how do you get it from my head onto this backpack?
Yeah. So we'll actually do that today with you guys. We're gonna make a patch.
Just
But
chop it off.
God, we're gonna make a patch.
we're gonna make a patch of you two.
That's scary.
We had our friend Patrick, the artist Soul, make a design for you, so we'll go through that. But so what I do is I take an image. It can be one that's really classic and regular. Or it can be one you draw. It can be one we create together.
This one.
That one. And then I put it in some software. I have to kind of figure out how to create the embroidery of it. So on this design, instead of having a black embroidery, I pulled it away, and so I'm using the bag for the black.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it uses
So that's
negative
not really
space.
stitching there.
Right. Or like,
Did you
sorry.
see that? That's
I did.
amazing.
Like this is another fun one, Ursula. So
I love that.
there's no. I use the bag.
Oh, but you
So-
can tell where her face is.
Yeah. So and
It's
then
kind of like a reverse negative.
It is. It's a reverse negative. That's a good. Yes,
You know
that's
that
exactly what it is.
Smarter than I look.
Wow. You're a hell of a lot smarter than you look then.
So we figure out the size, we figure out the colors, and then this machine behind you, we throw it on, and we it can do up to 10 colors in one run, and then I embroider it into the fabric, the material.
That's amazing.
It's fun.
I love this idea.
So,
Well, how do people find you? Because we're going to talk about that before we're finished today too.
Yeah, it's mrseams.com, MRSEAMS.com.
MrSeams.com. I can find that.
I'm on Instagram, I'm on the Twitters, I'm on the Facebook.
On the
Google
Twitters,
it.
on the Twitters, on the
it's
Facebook.
Like the first thing that comes up when you type in Mr. It's Josh.
I know actually how to use that stuff.
Yeah, it's all hashtagging.
Well, I'm very excited to make a patch today.
Of you?
I know, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. How fun is that?
Will it fit over her mouth?
Well, actually, one thing I should say that's kind of fun. So when I started this, I actually used a very simple single color machine that could only do like these real small spaces. So if you look on my Instagram, some of the big designs I used to do would take me hours. So this is like a graduation for me. I used to have 3 machines and I would have to swap out colors and do all this hand stuff. So it's gotten a lot easier, but multiple color designs used to be like a whole reset of a machine because the machine could only do 1 color at a time. So I basically had to, if I was doing like 3 colors, I had to take it out, reset all the colors in the machine, then put it back in, do the next color. So it's gotten a lot easier.
Seems very complicated.
Yeah, it's gotten easier over time.
I'd quit.
How long have you been doing this?
4 years now.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny because I started because my husband bought a machine and never used it. And when we moved, I found a brand new embroidery machine that had never been opened.
So he bought an embroidery machine without any intention of to ever embroider anything, and you found it, and then you decided to do it.
And I turned it into...
Boy, he didn't hide that very well.
No, not at all.
Dumbest purchase ever, Steve.
And now, yeah.
So what, I want to know this, what was the very first thing that you ever embroidered? What was it?
It was the tie.
Okay.
And it was Mario.
Really?
It was a pixel Mario tie. I actually made it for him. I think I was trying to sell him on the idea.
Does he wear ties?
No. Well, yeah, for work, but
Never
casually
wear
or for
that
fun or no. Steve's dress attire is tank top.
Well, yeah. And soccer slides.
That's reality.
Yeah, sure. It is.
What,
Like all year long. Like
yeah,
he's
winners
the
have socks.
Abercrombie and Fitch of soccer slides. Yeah, the winner has socks. Sorry, we shouldn't diss on Steve.
Sorry, Steven.
He's probably watching us.
Oh, the security.
I know,
Oh, there it
there's-
comes.
There's security everywhere in the studio, so don't steal
The
anything,
thing
Vivian.
keeps. Oh, wave, say hi.
I think it's just checked out Tom.
He's probably.
Hi.
He's probably upstairs watching and listening.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What's your most popular item?
It's between Stranger Things and the Bates Motel towels. So
Nice.
I have these
Okay.
like white. They look like just very plain kind of white hotel towels, and they come with a hand towel. And
Do they have a little blood
that.
spatter on it?
No, I've thought about doing that, but no, it's just very simple. It's just property of Bates Motel,
Oh, I love
and
that.
people love it. It's
Like a
just,
shower curtain.
and that's actually, yeah, and that's actually how I started. That was kind of like the first thing I started to make on a pretty more frequent level. That's like the first thing I started to make a lot of, and people really like it. It's pretty simple, but it's fun because everybody gets Bates Motel.
Well, I like the patch idea because the patches, you can just put on anything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely. And some people have made me make Velcro patches, so
That's
they
a good
can.
idea.
Oh, that is a good idea.
Yeah, so I guess they'll make like a Velcro section on their bag, and then they swap out patches.
Oh.
So how do I take your patch and put it onto whatever I want to put it on? How does that work?
Super
I make
glue.
iron-on, or
So you
these
can
all-
iron on.
I can iron on. I sew them on directly for people. The ones on the cards are iron-on.
Ooh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So I don't have to hand stitch it on or anything like that.
No. And
Well, I'd like the iron on.
iron or hand stitching it on helps. Sorry.
Right, that's all
My
right.
camera, my phone was on.
Hand stitching.
Cut.
Yeah. It's over.
No, I couldn't hand
Now we're
stitch.
gonna start over.
I could heat up the iron.
Yeah.
I can do that. That's
Yeah, but-
easy.
Are those easy to put on with just a conventional
Iron.
residential iron?
Yeah. I have one that I put on the hat just to see how it holds up.
That's
And
stitched on that.
This one's stitched, yeah. But because I was trying to see which ones I like better to make, and that patch has not come off, and I've worn the heck out of it. So I'm pretty surprised. I shouldn't say that publicly. I mean, of course, it's.
You're gonna pick the jacket up or the hat and it's gonna fall off
Okay.
tomorrow.
Shit. Cut. Well, I love it. So what are we gonna do?
So.
We're making a D&V patch.
Yeah, so Patrick, a good friend of mine who's an artist, made this. He drew this.
It looks just like you, Vivian.
It looks like you too. That upturned snooty nose.
I like the butt on your chin. It's very cute.
Well, that's okay. It makes me look thinner. Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, bleep.
This is on the
Edit.
road. This is not the
So I love this.
plastics company stuff.
So this is obviously.
Oh, look, there's a choker.
Patrick got some feedback. He wanted Vivian needs to look a little
He
nicer.
actually had them. It's the style's Beavis and Butthead, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm not terribly familiar with. But Vivian looked she looked mean. That would have been great for.
No one asked me
resting
for
bingo
my
face.
input.
Right. Yeah. Resting.
Nobody asked me for my input on my.
Well, your mouth was open. I mean, what else could we do?
Whatever.
I mean, just speed up the video. Most of the time.
I'll be calling my legal department. Anyway, I love it.
1-800.
So that's that.
hang up.
So
then-
that's the black and white version.
That's the black and
Yes.
white. So then we wanted to add your
Color.
kind of like
Look how cute we
we
are.
were
Oh,
we
we're
reversed
switch
it.
sides.
Yes, because you're D and D. So we wanted to make sure.
Oh,
We didn't
good
get
point.
confused.
Right.
Right.
Branding.
We are almost interchangeable.
We are, especially our size.
Oh, that's an arrow in my cleavage. I thought I was sweating on screen already.
Oh yeah. Would you like me to move
Which
that?
wouldn't. No, it's fine. I
Yeah.
figured it out pretty quickly.
It's the mouse.
So what we'll do is we'll go through the software and we'll pick colors, and then we'll make a border design for you guys, and then you will actually cut your patches out like the cloth, and then we'll lay it in the machine and have the machine sew it.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. So
It's
let's
delicious.
do it. All right. So we have. Hopefully, there's nothing on my desktop that's.
Inappropriate.
Well,
It's
70% chance there is.
70% chance of rain today.
see here.
It's raining men.
Actually, when we arrived, it took him 20 minutes to get from the West Wing on the third
Well, he was
floor.
probably down here stitching.
It's hard to
No,
believe.
He
It would
was
take a
watching
long-
porn. He had to
It
let
would take a
that one
long
video
time.
wrap up.
It would take a long time to get up to the upstairs from the little place where we are right now.
It's probably hard to believe that, given what you see. It's a little bit dungeony down here.
No, it looks like a craft room to me. It doesn't look like a dungeon.
Well, I made it look a little bit more crafty. It takes a minute for software.
Look at all your threads.
And they're color coded, kind of.
Well, yeah,
Sort
there's
of.
the orange department. I
Mhm.
can see that, and there's the brown department. I can see it.
Tan, blue and green. On
So
the
what's
other
this
side.
thing?
That's so that's the frame we'll put your patch on. That's how it stabilizes the cloth. So there's if you touch that paper,
Oh, it's
you can touch it. It's sticky.
It's kind of like when you're doing a needle point.
Oh, so we
cross
cut the
stitch.
fabric out and stick it to that
Yeah, the
paper.
machine. What'll happen is the machine will draw the line where your cutout needs to go.
Oh.
It's super fancy.
See, I have an embroidery machine
Interesting.
at the studio. At my studio, I did something once. I put the Jedi's names on Christmas stockings, but
Hmm?
they
You
weren't
have an
centered.
embroidery machine?
Oh yeah, I've used it once.
No comment.
It requires mathematical skills.
It's-
If you'd like to come over and try it, Dee.
No. Math.
Exactly.
Stop.
So I
I'm
think,
out.
I think you need to zip it now.
I'm
girl.
out. Look at us with thread.
So
Oh.
so what I did is
We look like an
fix it.
antique cross stitch at great grandma's house.
So the
On
patch
the
we're gonna
wall
do is gonna be
that says "Home fucking sweet
her
home."
black. Can't talk apparently.
Pink or black.
Oh, yeah. How about black?
Oh, that's so cool. So it'll stitch exactly the way those.
Yes. So what I did, because it takes a little time.
Do you actually have to lay that
Yeah.
out?
Yeah. So I have to lay it out and play with it. So I didn't want to put you guys through that miserable situation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Just hanging
We're
out
too
with
pretty
her
for
is
that.
miserable enough
We're
for
too-
me. I mean, not today.
You're too pretty for just hanging out.
We're too pretty for menial labor.
I love
like
Vivian. She's my best friend.
determining which way the stitches should go.
Why do you have a Band-Aid on your finger? Did you stitch it?
I know. I actually with the one of the scissors I was trying to edit and I cut. And I think,
Whoopsie.
boobies.
Gotta be careful with that.
Boobies. Boo boo.
I was gonna
Boobies.
say, are you gonna make them dance again?
Was that it?
Steve.
I can't, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
So there we are.
this
on the
is
screen.
this is our design. Okay.
That's actually really cool. So you literally, do you just tell it what, like you have to place each stitch?
So it'll do like a kind of like an auto, right? So
Uh-huh.
and then what I do is I play with it to give the stitching some kind of like unique looks, so that it doesn't have the same like kind of flat stitching all the way across.
Okay, so
Okay,
it's
that
not
makes
like
sense.
like when you see a cartoon with a plaid jacket, that the plaid is the exact same
Right.
way on the
So that would just look
arm.
weird.
Okay.
Like this, for instance?
Mm-hmm. So, like, instead of doing, so this is a different kind of stitch. It's a cross stitch, so
Okay.
it kind of embroiders across itself. But I wanted this to kind of make the stick look like it's more solid, like a
I see
single
that.
piece.
You could-
So it
yeah.
traces up. So it gives it almost like a
I see that.
different
Well,
color.
it's almost three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it is in a way.
Yeah, especially with using the negative space.
So you can't see that on the video, but you can, like if you're looking at it in person,
It's a different stitch.
it's just, yeah, and like the red is a different stitch than the
Mhm.
white.
Yeah, it's even different than the white. And even the nose, if you look, like I kind of gave it a different, I play with it, just
Very
have fun.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is the design. So I just played with the colors. We can change them, like we can do your hair in different colors than we have here. The interesting thing is the software here is kind of, it's a moot point because the machine is what dictates the colors. This gives you an idea and then we set it up in the machine color
Okay.
lines. But
I
like,
like the
does that make
colors.
sense? You like it? The colors? We can do more burgundy for your hair.
Yeah, we could do more burgundy or
So we can do that.
auburn.
And like watch, we can actually, let's just kind of show what it would look like.
I would make her hair green
Oh, that actually.
Look at that.
for St. Patrick's Day.
That's perfect.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
What am I
more
wearing? Yeah,
natural
that's
color.
exactly.
It's
It is-
exactly.
It's Vivian's
Miss
natural
Clairol.
color.
It's a perfect match.
And so in order to make things efficient, like sometimes I will match the colors. So if you look, I use the same pink for your skin as I do
I like
for
that.
the lettering, like little things to make it
So you don't have to have as
many colors on
Yes,
the
ties
design,
it together.
right? And it makes it quicker to create.
And how many does this machine do?
That can do, well, it can do unlimited, okay? So what I can do is if I put in 70 colors, what it will do is it will take the 10th, there's 10 spindles. It'll take the 10th spindle and it'll just say, change me to this color, change me to this color. So it's automated. All the other 9,
Wow.
it's fancy. All the other 9 are pre-programmed with colors. So if I say white, it always knows to go to spindle 2.
You lost me at there's 10 spindles. No, I'm kidding.
It's like, how does electricity work? You flip the switch.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all I
fine.
need to know.
How many colors
That's
exist?
all I
pretty
need to know.
amazing.
It's pretty slick.
So how many colors are on this particular patch?
So on this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 colors. Some of them are like separated, so you can see pink is separated 3 times in that pack.
So there's
Oh,
pink
that
for
there.
the skin and the words. There's
Red.
lips.
Or red.
There's G's thing. Rude. You know, I'm just
Isn't that fun?
your dress. That is actually very cool.
So yeah. So there's a few things we can do here. We can create a unique design, which I think would be fun for the patch. So if you think about the border, so there's 2 kinds of patches.
Yes, we have to pick a board, right?
So there's 2 kinds of patches that I do. One are just a customary circle. So that's like a circle. It's just a
Okay.
simple 2.5, 3-inch circle. And then there's kind of like a unique border we can create, which I thought would be fun for you. So we can kind of create a patch that doesn't follow exactly along, but we can kind of trim along.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah?
Sure.
So we'll show how that works. And we can talk while we do it. So it's like we're segmenting or something. I don't know what you want to call it.
We're gonna segment now.
Like I don't know.
Segue.
Segue,
We're
is that what it is?
segmenting.
Segway, those are
We're
those 2-wheel
segmenting.
things.
So you can
that
see,
lean.
you can give me feedback, but I'm just kind of like basically.
He's cutting. Look how he's doing that along there.
Mhm.
And then that means that's where I'm going to take my scissor.
Yeah. So what will happen is the machine I'll put a black piece of cloth, so that tacky paper that's behind those lips there,
That's your kind of paper. Tack.
that will, tacky paper, it's totally beautiful.
This kind of paper.
Hi. Thank you.
So we'll put that on, we'll put a black piece of cloth on the tacky paper, on the Vivian paper, and then we will pull it back off and we'll cut it. So I close it, right? So now that's the design. And when I click out, oops, just accidentally did the wrong thing. When I click out, it's now created this kind of like red design. And I don't want it to match that color, so I just pick a different color so it kicks it out on
Oh, I
its own.
see.
And then I just say convert it to an outline. And so now it'll create a border.
I see.
But now see, some of it looks
Pull
kind of
away
sharp.
from the V a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So like
Yeah,
the
right.
cool thing is
Wow.
when I click out, it'll just adjust it a little bit. So I can.
Oh.
So I don't like the shape, right? Like, like see how it's a little bit sharp right there? So I can say edit, and then let's say, maybe let's just make it like a kind of a more of a line.
Look at that.
So what do you think? Maybe
like
bringing
it.
around the hair a little bit right here? Let's do that.
Yeah, around Dee's hair.
Tighten it around Dee's hair.
Bring it across Vivian's neck.
Can you just cut that in half and delete the left-hand side?
Sure, we can do that. It's D.
Yeah.
I mean V.
Oh, the G.
Don't be hate.
Oh, I'm not hating.
We can have these put on lunch sacks
Uh-huh.
and ball caps.
Tupperware has a whole. I
All
don't even
kinds
know
of
what they're in
things.
for.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh my gosh, I'm so
We can have
excited.
Cinnamon Stick Stephanie do cricket designs.
Oh my gosh, I love
So that's the patch right now. It's kind of goofy. So we'll make 2 of them today. How's
Let's
that
do
sound?
it.
Right? All right, so,
it. Then what happens next?
okay, so there's a power switch. You want to flip it on?
Oh, do
On
we
the
have
back
to
corner?
move?
No, we'll find right now. We'll
Don't
turn
break
on.
it.
There you go.
That's
The power switch is-
$50,000. That machine
the
is
power switch is hard to
$50,000.
break.
Not quite 50, but...
Well, that's what we're saying today.
We could print on her top if we just shove her.
We totally could. It might make it hurt. Hit okay.
Oh, I heard a noise. Oh, are you running the machine?
I am. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Ooh.
Vivian's
Fish.
professional stitcher now.
So, there we go.
Is it like
just
locked
say,
and loaded?
just say cancel.
Cancel.
I must have closed it out on the design. So I'm going to send it to the machine. Ooh, how big is this?
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Is there a joke there?
We don't need to have it like car cover size.
We're
Just this
making
size.
we're making windshield.
Just like this
we're
size.
making sun
Visors.
visors for our SUVs today.
Oh, I'm actually kind of surprised. I think it's only 2 inches by 3 inches. That's not big at all. 3.5 inches by 2 inches. That's not bad.
Sure. I
So,
can measure on my fingers.
so I'll send it to the machine. So this is wireless. So I literally just kind of open up the software, and then it's going to kick it over to the machine. There we go. All
We
right.
have a good connection today.
Yes, we have a very good connection.
And then what happens?
So I'm going to show you real quick. You can stay right there.
Okay, I'm not moving.
So we're going to put the paper on here.
It's like a license plate.
Mm-hmm. So this is the sticky paper. Oh, you guys would have to put the iron-on backer on these too. So you just cut it to the size of the frame. Thank you so much. Oh, I should have given you. Where are those big scissors?
Oh, they're upstairs.
No, actually, I brought them down.
We'll post that soon.
I feel like that would be dangerous.
Giant
Those
scissors. They're as tall
flyaway
as me.
bangs. Let me touch that up.
They're as tall as me. Scott Ross.
Don't tell
will be
Scott
very
Ross.
upset.
So I've gotten pretty handy in like learning how to use like the
Sticky
trash.
paper?
Yeah.
Learning how to use the trash.
It's
Well-
like shelf paper. It's like when you're covering your shelf at the
It's
train.
great. You take it off 16
You stick it.
times.
You stick it on the counter.
So well, no. So the paper, what I've learned to do, I'm trying to be like somewhat
Green.
in green. So the paper is actually the back of the patches. So you iron on this goop, and then normally you would just leave it. But I've learned that if you use the paper, A, you don't ruin anything, and then B, it
Oh, and it
stays
just
on it.
peels right off.
Yeah, so I cut around it, and then it's got like a little backer to it. So it's kind of
Smart.
being thrifty with the materials. So that's the sticky, and you can.
I tested it. It's like fly paper.
And then what we're gonna do, so this is just, I cut this before you came. So we just stick it on here.
Or a piece of fabric, right?
Yep, it's a piece of fabric. And you wanna make sure it's flat.
And what weight fabric do you use for your
So I use like a heavy canvas usually for patches. They're a
that
little
is
durable. Yeah. And then this is
Oh, it's backed.
yeah, it's a gloss backed, it's a heated backed canvas. So what that does
Is that what you iron on?
yes, well the
That's
iron
the
on's more
side.
of a chemical, but this is the side I put it on because then it absorbs better.
Okay.
And it holds up better to heat. It's a significantly more durable material.
Cool.
So, we push the design to the machine. So the first thing I do is I just set it inside. It's got these little grippers. It just locks it in place. And then we have the D V design. So the fun thing is I have a ton of designs in the machine So you can see all kinds of different designs that I've done.
So you can just go back to those designs; they're already ready to go.
Yeah, so like a lot of
So making Boba Fett in stock again wouldn't have been really that hard.
It's in stock now, though. It's in stock. Actually, here, wait.
stock.
Hold on, wait. Let me see. Do I have them in here? Oh, look. For you to take away today.
I have that one.
Oh, you're talking about.
So these are all. So these are all the designs I have. So like I have my favorite, my labyrinth worm, like all kinds of cute little stuff. Now you can see when it first comes in, the colors are just whatever they are. Oh, here's the first design I ever made. That's the first design.
There.
Aw.
Look at that.
That's what started it
So
all.
3 colors. You had to do it 3 different times.
3 different times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I got real creative, let's just say, for a while. So we did D and V is what I saved it as. So here you guys are. And so that's the patch.
Okay.
Right? So I just set it. We're going to make 2 of them. Now this is really cool. I'm actually excited to show this. So then what I can do is, since I have this in here, you got to make sure, this is smaller than the frame. So I can actually just take a picture of it. And what it will do is it has a camera. And so when I do my bags, they have like little metal buckles and grommets and stuff.
Yeah.
I can
Sure.
place it exactly in it where I want it. Size and everything.
Oh.
So it makes life a lot easier. So the old one, again, when I did a tie, I had to get
Line it up.
really good at knowing where it was going to embroider it. Now, like I want it to go here. Like
Oh, you just move it.
Oh,
and
that's so cool.
It's a game changer. So, what I would do is delete it. Okay, so it's really cool. It breaks down the design in the colors, and it shows you what color it's looking at. So I know my design colors by heart. So I know like
That's
just walk you through. So you got the 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to put the patches face down not on that, God no.
On this.
Yes. And that's
Don't
is
screw
this the
mine up,
waxy
Vivi.
side? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're going to want to make sure that they're close enough so that you can put them in the middle, and then put them horizontal. There you go, like that. And then just put them behind them.
This.
Yeah, this should be on the back of them.
Okay, so this way.
sticky side.
Yep. And then just iron them on so they're pretty good. I mean, you can't really hurt it, so just keep pressing the. That's hot.
This is like Vivian's own little wash and
It's
dry.
my own little sweatshop.
Your sweatshop.
Would you like heavy starch or light?
And what you
bitch?
can't see, but you can sort of see because Tom has the camera out here showing that he has his ironing board is built into the wall.
It's
Look
hot.
at that.
It tucks away.
Now, you know,
Oh my
all that
God,
I
it's
could get, if you
delicious.
want to put your face on here, I could get those little
That's okay,
wrinkles
I'm
under
good
your
where I am.
eyes.
I'm fine
I could
where I
iron. I could press out those crow's feet, girl.
I'm fine off camera. Thank you very much. Don't burn yourself. Don't burn your acrylic nails. Don't melt your acrylic nails.
No,
melt
I'm not
your
getting that
boobs.
close. How long do I do this?
Probably good. If it looks flat, you're good.
It looks.
Does it look flat? Like your face?
Look at
Coming
that.
through.
Do I peel it off or does it have to cool?
Give it a minute.
That's hot. We don't want to put that
Give
on
it a
there.
minute.
That one.
Give it a minute. Oh my God. Don't move the camera around like that. You'll make people sick. Not you.
Oh, now
Hi.
they're really going to get sick.
Back it up. Back it up. Pull back. Pull